What's going on, Facebook and YouTube? This is my second episode of the Q&A where I get to answer artists' questions and hopefully give them some decent advice. But this week's question comes from an artist called D-Trip Deadmood. Hopefully I don't pronounce it incorrectly, but hey man, my name gets butchered all the time. So his question is, how would you say is the best way to get my music heard? How can I really take full advantage of using social media to push my music? Of course, there's hashtagging, tagging famous people, companies, but even then, how can I get my music in a position online where not only do people see it, but they will listen to it? So look, the first question, how do you get your music heard? It's a broad question, you know what I mean? There's really no simple answer to that. The answer would be very complex, many different ways to do that. But if I could answer it a simple way, that's like the holy grail of the music industry, right? Like, how can we get thousands of people to listen to our art and then start making money off of it? But look, like a broad, high-level answer to that is you got to start building a strong brand, and you have to create a demand for your product, which is the music. And in order to do that, you have to understand your fan base demographic, like who's really more likely to listen to your music versus people that are not as likely to listen to your music. Last week I answered an artist's question in a similar way. I gave him like a particular strategy, how to get his music out there, which song to pick first. So for example, my suggestion was that the first song that you're going to go out with, make it friendly for the clubs. Make it something people can dance to, because if they can just have a good time and dance to a song, then they'll be like, hey, who's that artist? Let me check him out, let me learn more about him. But like I said, that's not the only way you can, you can do it. There's many other ways. Like you look at big artists like Lana Del Rey or FKA Twigs, right? They never really had to go that route to create that clubby song or a song for the radio. Like they have a particular genre of music that they do, and they're very successful at it. That's because they understood the demographic of the fan. But in my course, How to Build a Strong Brand 101, I think is the name of it, in the music industry, I give you dozens of different ways of what you can do to start building a brand, how to figure out who your demographic is, and so forth. Look, and at the end of the day, the strategies for growing a strong brand in the music industry or creating a demand for your product in the music industry, a lot of times are not that different from other industries and other products. Like for example, if you make a good ass sandwich, like a really good sandwich, and you're trying to figure out who's going to be willing to buy that food, how you're going to target those people, where that foot traffic exists, where people like sandwiches that are willing to pay your price point, and then after that, how do you scale that business model and get in front of more and more people? Do you go, do you franchise out? Do you team up with restaurants and make that exclusive sandwich for them, or with stores? Do you package it and sell it to grocery stores versus making it fresh? Do you get a fleet of food trucks? Whatever the case is. But I'm just saying that because think outside the box. Think of ways other businesses kind of get products out there, and sometimes depending on what your particular genre of music is or the niche market of music you're trying to target, that may be a good strategy to kind of mimic and make it your own for your own music, right? So that's kind of like the high level answer to your first question. The second question I can get into a little bit deeper, right? You're saying that you're already on social media, tagging, hashtagging people, celebrities, businesses, companies, and you're posting your music. Well, look, first of all, that strategy is free, right? And everybody's doing it. That's going to be the first problem. The market is already saturated with millions of artists, and everybody's using these free strategies. I'm not saying they're ineffective, but again, you have to think outside the box and you have to be creative with them. But there are, again, many ways you can grow your brand with, like free resources or low-cost resources to really, get out there in the beginning until you have a bigger fan base and you save up more money to really promote and market. But like, quick example, you gotta look at your competition. But there's an artist that I like. He's a rap artist, which I'm assuming you're as well, but he goes by Mercules. An rap artist out of Canada. And I started following him, or I found him on the internet, on YouTube, like 8 months ago maybe, when he had like 70,000 followers or subscribers. Now I know that's a fairly high number, but now he has like 280,000. But the reason I want you to take a look at him is because he kind of thought outside the box and created a new creative way of doing covers as a rap artist, right? And there's other stuff on his YouTube channel that you can see how he interacts with his fans and other things that he posts that got fans to fall in love with his personality outside of just the music. See, right now you're just utilizing the free strategies. And on top of that, if you think that you're gonna get reposted or actually catching the attention of a celebrity or a big business, your chances of that happening are like slim to none. You probably have a better chance of winning the lottery, and this is why, because more than half of these accounts, first of all, are not even managed by that particular celebrity or that business. It's managed by their PR people, or the person they particularly put in charge of that particular social media account. But second of all, celebrities and businesses, especially with really high numbers of followers and subscribers, what do you think the chances are of someone like Beyonce, who's got like 50 million followers on Instagram, let's say, probably even more. I know it's up there, but what do you think the chances of your DM are getting through all the other DMs she gets on a daily basis, or your hashtag really being noticed by her for you to like engage with your music? The chances are really low. So if you're going to continue to use these free strategies, you got to get creative, and you got to post about other stuff other than your music. That's another thing artists don't understand. If you watch my course on how to build a strong digital brand, in there I tell you many different things you can post about it, how to post correctly, what times of the day, and how to figure out when your particular demographic hangs out online so you can catch them at the right times. That's another important thing. But if you just post shit about your own music, advertising what you're doing, constantly me, look what I'm doing, here's a new track, that's gonna get stale, man. People are gonna get annoyed by that, especially when you're just starting out and you only got like a limited amount of people in your network that are following you. So you gotta think outside the box and post about other shit as well. That's important. But let me talk about two main things that most artists are not doing to really answer your question, what you can do better on social media outside of what you're already doing. So look, we live in an attention-seeking economy. Attention-seeking economy. I want you to remember those three words, embrace them, and respect the shit out of them, because once you understand what that means, you'll understand how to kind of move and navigate within this industry and what to do to get your music in the right places. But you need to advertise and reach people beyond your small network. Advertise on social media. That's another really great, effective way of getting your music in front of the right people, because as you grow your brand and you understand who your demographic is, you can specifically target that demographic online on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat soon. I mean, they already have certain advertising strategies that you can deploy on Snapchat as an example. But every platform has their own, and if you understand what those are and how to utilize that advertising correctly, that's one really good way to get your music outside of your small base that you have now and reach new listeners. Second thing is, you gotta reach out to influencers and tastemakers in your particular industry. You have to collaborate or get a hold of people that have the respect and the ears and the attention. Remember, attention-seeking economy. You have to find the people that have the attention of the people that you want to get your music in front of, that you want them to see you as a new up-and-coming artist that they like and they're going to start following. That's what you need to do. Now, I know you're already hashtagging these people, but again, that's not an effective strategy. You got to reach out to them. You have to reach out to their management. More than probably 80% of the time, you're going to have to pay to get on these influential channels, or these interviews with these people, or get your music on these influential channels. Let's say if there's a channel for underground hip-hop on YouTube that has a couple million subscribers to it, right? I'm sure they have packages where you can kind of premiere your song on that particular channel, and now you're being looked at or listened to by all the people that actually follow and engaging with that channel. But the influencer marketing strategy is one of the most popular marketing strategies probably for the last 3 or 4 years, if not longer, in any industry. Any industry is trying to get or collaborate with or get in touch with the influencers that people in that industry respect. I don't care if you're a clothing line, if you're making technology products, if you're making music, if you're making content, even with food. I mean, you see it all over the place. So that's the two things, right? You got to advertise on social media. That's one strategy that you're probably not doing that you should start thinking about. And the influencer marketing. And again, I can't give you specifics on how to advertise on Facebook versus YouTube and all that. You would have to either watch my full courses or watch, courses or other online marketers or experts in online marketing, how they do it. So you got to learn from them or learn from many different sources. And same thing with tastemakers and influencers. I have multiple strategies that I outline in my full courses of how to get in touch with them, how to find the right ones, what you can say to them on email, and so on. But you just kind of have to learn it, experiment, keep it consistent, and not stop. Like you're gonna have to recruit some people first of all to get on your team. Build your team. Make sure you got all these corners covered. And again, to get your music in front of the masses is not just going to be online and social media. It's a very effective way, but you got to try to do a lot of things in parallel. You got to have boots on the ground. You got to do things right online. You got to do things right, with the influencers, potentially get on FM radio. Just, start a new Google Doc and start outlining these things, where your fans hang out at, who they listen to, who they are influenced by, so on and so forth. So hopefully this helped a little bit. Again, guys, if you have any more questions, write in the comments or write in the comments on Facebook. And I will see you all next week for episode 3 of the Q&A. Peace.